Emerging from the side of the opposition, they are clearly saying that they are not going to stay silent on the barbs that are being thrown from the central government side. Now, Chidambaram has taken a dig at the BJP after BJP slammed Congress on emergency period. Chidambaram, in fact, said that the constitution reminded the people to prevent another emergency in our country, and they voted to curtail the ambitions of the BJP. Pallavi also continues to stay with us on the broadcast. Pallavi, if we were to talk about how the messaging from the opposition is very clear that they are not going to sit silent, they are now taking a dig at the BJP, saying that this time around the results came out just to prevent yet another emergency period in our country.
Well, I mean, the Congress has actually officially apologized for the emergency years, but the BJP has never allowed it to forget it. And that is because the Congress party keeps on accusing the BJP government of emergency 2.0. And if you look at Mr. Chidambaram's tweet, it makes it very clear that, there are lessons which we learn from emergency, that the constitution needs to be protected. And we are a secular country like America, and those democratic values are going to be, are going to be protected. In fact, yesterday, Sonia Gandhi was very much there. And when she was asked about her response, she said the constitution is going to speak. The formation of the India bloc, the acronym India, which was chosen, Sakshi, was chosen very, very carefully. Was an attempt being made by these coalition of political parties coming together, where their calling card during the Lok Sabha elections was that we are the people who are going to ensure that your rights are protected. We are not dividing people on the basis of caste or religion like the BJP does. You are not going to see the end of this narrative being pushed by the India bloc even after elections are over. They've now decided to carry it on inside the parliament because they actually believe that this government possibly may not last its full term. So if there are midterm polls, if this government collapses, then they have another attempt at trying to form a government, and of course even if fresh elections are held. And this is the point they're going to consistently raise. The Prime Minister may say whatever he wants to, but the opposition feels, that's what they say, the opposition feels that this government has scant regard for all rules, and we are going to keep on fighting. It's definitely an emboldened opposition armed with better numbers, which are going to go inside. And if you look very quickly, Sakshi, they're no longer calling it a BJP Sarkar. They're calling it an NDA Sarkar. So what they're trying to denote is it's a weakened BJP which didn't get a simple majority, which is hinging its government on both the TDP as well as JDU.
And they have been calling Prime Minister Ek Tihai Pradhan Mantri also ever since the results came out and Prime Minister took the oath. Pallavi and Payal would request you to please stay with us on the broadcast. We've got a couple of more political reactions now coming in. Let's take a look at all of those.
सुंदर सिंह भंडारी से लेके सभी लोगों को, मुलायम सिंह यादव, जॉर्ज फर्नांडिस साहब, शरद यादव जी, रामविलास पासवान जी, रघु ठाकुर, सभी लोगों को जेल भेजा था। जो संविधान की प्रतियां लेके सभा में जा रहे थे, उन्हीं की दादी ने पहला हमला संविधान पे किया था, बल्कि कुचल दिया था। विचार व्यक्ति की स्वतंत्रता समाप्त हो गई थी, आपकी प्रेस पर सेंसरशिप लग गई थी। मुझे दुष्यंत का शेर याद आ रहा है जो आपातकाल पे लिखा था कि मत कहो आकाश में कोहरा घना है, यह किसी की व्यक्तिगत आलोचना है।
मैं हैरान हूं और मेरे को दुख भी है कि पार्लियामेंट का पहला सेशन नेगेटिव तरीके से चल रहा है, गलत तरीके से चल रहा है। माहौल गलत तरीके से नहीं होना चाहिए। हमारे देश के लोगों को खुशी होनी चाहिए कि पहला दिन है, कुछ उनके हित में बात की जाएगी और उसको काला दिन नहीं बुलाया जाएगा और उसमें ऐसी नेगेटिव चीज़ों की बात नहीं की जाएंगी कि जहां खून खराबा हुआ या जहां गलत हुआ। तो मैं यही कहूँगा कि मैं उम्मीद करता हूं कि प्रधानमंत्री देश के हित में बोलें, देश के लोगों के लिए बोलें और पॉजिटिव रहें।
जैसा कि हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी ने कहा कि पूरे देश को ये उम्मीदें हैं कि फाइनली जो है ये विपक्ष जो है एक अच्छा विपक्ष, एक जो है एक वैल्यूएबल ऑपोजिशन बन के उभर के आए। तो ये उम्मीदें हैं विपक्ष से। अब की बात देखते हैं ये लोग क्या करते हैं, सिर्फ चिलम चिली करेंगे या कुछ वैल्यूएबल दिल ब्रिंग टू टेबल, विल सी।
Pallavi and Payal continues to stay with us on the broadcast. Payal, now coming back to you, if we were to talk about the counter-attacks coming in from the BJP and NDA altogether, opposition has made it very clear that there are a couple of points that they are going to raise in the parliament once the discussion begins. What exactly is the plan with the BJP? What points are they going to raise in order to counter all of those barbs coming in from the opposition?
Well, of course, the opposition parties have a different body language altogether, and Pallavi will probably vouch for this as well. Given the fact that the Congress party is close to 100 MPs in the Lok Sabha, you have 37 coming in from the Samajwadi Party. It was a very buoyant and a very confident opposition that one saw in Parliament yesterday. They protested outside the old place where the Gandhi statue was there. They walked in together into Parliament. They stood on the gates of the Parliament. They stood on the steps of the Parliament, showing off that constitution to the BJP as well. So it's going to be a very, very strong opposition that the BJP will have to counter. It's a different situation altogether for the Narendra Modi government, right now in 2024. In 2014 and 2019, they had absolute majority without their allies as well. But this time around, they're hinging onto their allies, like, the opposition leaders have been saying to run this government. And that's something which is going to be a new experience altogether. But as far as the BJP is concerned, especially for issues that the opposition wants to really raise, we do not really know if there will be a platform to actually raise such issues, given the fact that this is a very short session. It's primarily for just taking oath, for the MPs, and then your presidential address will follow. But I'm sure the opposition parties will, make the points during the presidential address, and after, when they reply to the motion of thanks as well, because the reply from that will come from the Prime Minister. The opposition parties certainly want to raise issues, especially concerning the NEET UGC controversy that was panned out over the last couple of weeks. But what the government has told us, Sakshi, is this, that they're willing to answer all the questions, they're willing to put all the facts on the table, and they've been trying to tell people that the government intent is to in fact protect the interests of the students. But that doesn't seem to be going down too well with the people of the country, and that doesn't seem to be going out too well with the opposition parties as well. So, targeting of their leaders by ED, CBI and other agencies also has been something which they've constantly been raising as well. Remember, Arvind Kejriwal and Hemant Soren both are in jail currently as well. K. Kavita from the BRS is also currently in jail for various issues. But, we'll have to just wait and see if there will be actually a face-off between the opposition and government concerning the NEET issue. It'll be important to see if at all there's a possibility of any discussion to take place on NEET alone, because the Education Minister, we're given to understand, wants to put the facts on the table of the House.
Definitely. Pallavi, one thing which we found very common in the echoes emerging from the opposition side while they continue to mount their pressure on the BJP and the NDA-led government at this point of time is that they have been saying that no divine ruler or human can actually touch Constitution, and that they are portraying themselves as the defenders and shield of the Constitution. What do you have to say about that?
Sakshi, I'm sorry, but if you could repeat your question, please.
Yeah, Pallavi, I just ask you that one thing which we found common from the opposition side, emerging from their side, is that they have been portraying themselves as the shield of the Constitution. They will not let any divine ruler, quote unquote, or any human touch the Constitution. They are keeping their messaging very clear. They are taking a pointed attack towards the Prime Minister at this point of time.
Yes. So, in fact, if I'm going to talk specifically about the Congress party, I think Rahul Gandhi's soundbite yesterday made it very clear. If you look at the sheer optics of how the oath-taking ceremony was taking place, and these are very anecdotal, when it was Mr. Gadkari or Rajnath Singh, you did not find the opposition benches, particularly the Congress party, create too much of a hangama. They did when Dharmendra Pradhan stood up to take oath, because they did it on the NEET issue. But their attack is maximum only on two people, that is the Prime Minister as well as the Home Minister. And Rahul Gandhi did say in the soundbite very, very clearly, which gives us an insight into the opposition's strategy and plan. Their plan is to make this consistent attack on the duo, the two people who run the government, according to the Congress party and Rahul Gandhi. That's the Prime Minister and the Home Minister, Mr. Amit Shah. And these two people together are destroying the Constitution. And therefore, it was a part of their plan when they decided. And in fact, if you look at Rahul Gandhi these days, ever since the Lok Sabha elections have taken place and the Congress notched up a pretty good performance, the India bloc also feels that they have humbled the BJP, whether it's in Bengal, whether it's in Tamil Nadu and Uttar Pradesh. At every press conference, Rahul Gandhi carries the Constitution of India's copy. So yesterday, it was a part of their plan. They'll all meet at the Mahatma Gandhi statue, carry the Constitution with them, walk it down together inside the Lok Sabha to make the point that you may talk about differences within the India bloc, but that's over. It's now a done deal. On important issues, we are going to coming together, raise voices together. We are one now, and from here on, that's what's going to happen. Not just this, Sakshi, it's interesting that yesterday what Congress sources also said and we reported on is that they're going to reach out to like-minded parties which till now has not been like-minded towards them.